one thing about if me in politics is to give you a direct statement right there is me playing a game that I'm not interested in playing.
Okay,
to give you a direct statement right there.
So why did he need a black director? Could a white director not have?
It's not color, it's culture.
The usage of the N-word in this movie and
no, nobody, none. The word would be.
Oh, I don't want to say it.
Why not?
I don't like to say it.
Have you ever said it?
No, sir.
Try it.
I don't like to say it.
Try it.
What happens when woke reporters challenge actors on controversial topics, expecting them to toe the politically correct line, only to be met with bold, unapologetic responses? From moments of comedic genius to serious responses, these actors and entertainers didn't just answer questions. They made statements that sparked debates and broke the internet. The entertainment world isn't just about blockbuster films or Oscar-worthy performances anymore. In recent years, Hollywood has become a battleground for cultural and ideological debates. Issues like gender identity, race, and social justice have taken center stage, and reporters have been quick to challenge celebrities on their views. While some actors tread carefully, others choose a different path, unapologetically speaking their truth. But this isn't about rebellion for the sake of rebellion. It's about actors who dare to question narratives that feel forced or inauthentic. Take Bill Burr, for example, a comedian who's built his career on calling out hypocrisy. In a memorable interview when asked about inclusivity in sports, Burr delivered a mix of humor and hard truths that left everyone speechless. Or Dave Chappelle, who's no stranger to controversy. His commentary on gender identity in sports sparked heated discussions, but his fans admire him for sticking to his principles. Then there's Ricky Gervais, who has openly criticized woke culture in comedy, arguing that humor should challenge, not conform. These moments resonate because they reflect a broader conversation happening in society. How much authenticity can we expect from our favorite stars when every word is scrutinized? Should they play it safe, or is it time for a more honest dialogue? Today, we'll explore iconic interviews where actors took a stand against woke culture, highlighting their arguments and the reactions they provoked. From playful jabs to thought-provoking insights, these exchanges reveal the growing tension between Hollywood and societal expectations. Let's take a look why these moments matter so much. In a society hungry for authenticity, these instances remind us that being real often comes at a cost, but it's a cost worth paying. Bill Burr is known for his unfiltered take on modern culture.
It's kind of good, though, that, those creeps got to take a break, because I felt like cancel culture, they were kind of running out of people to cancel, As much as they wanted to make it seem, there really was a finite amount of people that took their dick out at work.
And his stance on woke issues is no exception. In one interview, a reporter questioned Burr on inclusivity in competitive sports, particularly regarding transgender athletes. Burr's response blended sharp humor with a pointed critique of what he called overlooking biology for the sake of inclusivity. He remarked, "If you're ranked 80th as a male athlete and decide to transition, suddenly you're number 1 in women's sports? That's not inclusivity, that's domination." His statement, though controversial, sparked debates online about fairness versus inclusion. Burr's humor cuts through the noise, forcing people to confront uncomfortable truths. His fans praise his courage for addressing what many consider untouchable topics. Instead of backing, whether you agree with him or not, Burr's unfiltered honesty has earned him a loyal fan base who appreciates his willingness to say what others won't. Dave Chappelle is no stranger to controversy.
It's hard not to think about. Even when I watch sports, I be thinking about, think about, okay, say LeBron James changed his gender. You know what I mean? Okay, can he stay in the NBA, or, because he's a woman, does he have to go to the WNBA where he will score 840 points a game?
And his insights on gender identity in sports have been at the center of heated debates. One of his most discussed points? Imagining LeBron James joining the WNBA after transitioning. Would he score 800 points a game? And would it still be fair? Chappelle asked during a stand-up special. When reporters pressed him on these comments, Chappelle doubled down, emphasizing the importance of fairness in sports while also advocating for inclusivity. His approach mixes humor with thought-provoking questions, challenging societal norms while encouraging open dialogue. Chappelle's ability to tackle sensitive issues with both intellect and humor has solidified his place as one of Hollywood's most fearless voices. Ricky Gervais has never been one to follow the crowd.
If ISIS started a streaming service, you'd call your agent, wouldn't you? So, if you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech, right? You're in no position to lecture the public about anything.
And his stance on woke culture is no exception. In interviews, Gervais has criticized what he calls woke comedy, where performers are required to tiptoe around potentially offensive topics. Comedy should have no boundaries, Gervais argues. If you're not offending someone, are you even trying? From his Golden Globes roast to his outspoken interviews, Gervais has consistently used his platform to defend free speech and the essence of comedy as a space for honest dialogue. Despite backlash, Gervais refuses to back down, reminding fans and critics alike that humor is a tool for understanding life's complexities, not avoiding them. Kevin Hart's career took a hit when old tweets resurfaced, threatening his opportunity to host the Oscars.
Hey, stop! That's gay!
Instead of retreating, Hart used the experience to highlight the flaws of cancel culture. Everyone makes mistakes. Growth should be the focus, not endless apologies. Hart stated in an interview, while he acknowledges past missteps, he questions the media's tendency to dwell on old controversies instead of recognizing personal growth. Hart's perspective resonates with fans who believe in second chances and reject the idea that people should be defined by their past. His resilience under intense scrutiny is a testament to his character and dedication to moving forward. Chris Rock has often criticized what he calls the cult of woke, suggesting it stifles free speech and genuine dialogue. Words don't hurt, punches do, Rock joked during a Netflix special, highlighting the absurdity of outrage culture. Rock's comedy frequently looks into sensitive topics, using humor to disarm and provoke thought. His refusal to conform to overly sanitized standards has made him a pivotal figure in the ongoing debate about comedy's role in navigating societal issues. Let's jump towards Robert Downey Jr., one of Hollywood's most charismatic stars. During the promotional tour for Avengers: Age of Ultron, Downey sat down for what should have been a standard interview about his role as Tony Stark. But the interviewer, Krishnan Guru Murthy, decided to pivot to Downey's troubled past, including his struggles with addiction and his relationship with his father. At first, Downey tried to stay composed, offering polite but brief answers to deflect the intrusive line of questioning. However, as the questions grew more personal, Downey paused, looked at the interviewer, and said, "I'm sorry, what are we doing here?" Without raising his voice or losing his cool, he calmly stood up and walked out of the interview. This wasn't just an impulsive reaction, it was a statement. Downey made it clear that actors don't owe their private lives to reporters, especially when the questions have no relevance to the project being discussed. The moment went viral, with fans applauding Downey for setting boundaries. It sparked a broader conversation about the media's role in respecting celebrities' privacy. Should reporters focus solely on the work being promoted, or is it fair to probe into personal history? While opinions differ, Downey's poised exit reminded everyone that actors have the right to say, "Enough." Scarlett Johansson has never shied away from controversy, but her casting in Ghost in the Shell sparked an intense debate about cultural appropriation. Critics questioned why a white actor was chosen to play a character based on a Japanese manga. When the topic came up during an interview, Scarlett didn't hold back. She firmly stated, "As an actor, my job is to play all kinds of people." Her response was both bold and thought-provoking. Scarlett's point was simple. Acting is about stepping into roles that are different from oneself. To her, limiting actors to only roles that align with their identities undermines the creative essence of the craft. However, this stance also reignited discussions about representation in Hollywood. Critics argued that marginalized communities often lack opportunities, and casting choices like this perpetuate systemic issues. The moment became a flashpoint in the larger debate over Hollywood's responsibility to prioritize inclusivity. Whether you agreed with Scarlett or not, her unapologetic defense of her role demonstrated her willingness to tackle tough questions head-on. It's a moment that continues to be discussed in conversations about diversity and the evolving nature of acting. Denzel Washington is a Hollywood legend, known for his thoughtful and articulate responses. So, when a reporter attempted to bait him into a conversation about fake news and politics, Denzel's reply was both measured and impactful. He famously said, "If you don't read the news, you're uninformed. If you do read it, you're misinformed." Denzel went on to discuss how the media prioritizes speed over accuracy, often leading to misinformation. His calm demeanor and straightforward delivery turned what could have been a contentious exchange into a powerful critique of modern journalism. The clip resonated with millions, sparking debates about how the media shapes public perception and the importance of seeking truth. What made Denzel's response so memorable wasn't just the content, but the delivery. He didn't attack the reporter or get defensive. Instead, he used the moment to encourage critical thinking, reminding us all to question what we consume in the news. Jennifer Lawrence is known for her unfiltered personality, which has occasionally drawn criticism. During an interview, a reporter questioned whether she was considered difficult on set due to her outspoken nature. Jennifer, with her signature humor, responded, "I'm just a wreck." Her self-deprecating answer flipped the narrative, turning a potentially negative question into a moment of relatability. Jennifer's response highlighted a double standard in Hollywood, where assertive women are often labeled as difficult, while men with similar traits are praised as leaders. The clip became a rallying point for women in the industry, inspiring conversations about gender bias and the importance of speaking up for oneself. Jennifer Lawrence has a knack for making even the most awkward moments lovable. During a red carpet interview at the Oscars, she was asked about her preparation for the night. Instead of detailing her gown or beauty routine, Lawrence quipped, "I didn't eat all day because I was saving room for the pizza they promised us backstage." Her relatable response instantly became a meme, as fans appreciated her down-to-earth personality amidst Hollywood's glitz and glamour. Later in the night, when pizza was actually delivered during the ceremony, Lawrence's enthusiasm stole the show. Her candidness and humor reminded everyone why she's one of Hollywood's most beloved stars. Samuel L. Jackson is known for his no-nonsense demeanor, and during a promotional interview for RoboCop, he had to remind a reporter to do their homework. The journalist began the interview by mistakenly referencing a Super Bowl commercial starring Lawrence Fishburne, confusing the two actors. Jackson didn't miss a beat, responding with mock outrage. "We don't all look alike. You're as crazy as the people on Twitter. I'm not Lawrence Fishburne. We may be black and famous, but we're not interchangeable." He continued to tease the reporter, pointing out other glaring differences between himself and Fishburne's career. The reporter's embarrassment was palpable, but Jackson's humor turned the awkward situation into a hilarious lesson about cultural sensitivity. His response went viral, with fans applauding his ability to handle an uncomfortable moment with wit and candor. Keanu Reeves is known for his grounded personality, and during an interview, he demonstrated just that when asked a divisive political question. Instead of taking the bait, Keanu replied simply, "I'm just here to enjoy life and do my work." His response wasn't about dodging the question, it was about staying focused on what matters to him. Keanu's calm and centered demeanor has earned him a reputation as one of Hollywood's most genuine stars. This moment was no different, reminding fans that sometimes the best response is staying true to yourself. While promoting Les Miserables, Anne Hathaway endured an uncomfortable moment on the red carpet when a paparazzi photo captured more than she intended. During an interview the following day, she was asked about the incident in a tone that suggested she had something to apologize for. Rather than playing along, Hathaway gracefully turned the tables, saying, "It was obviously an unfortunate incident, and I'd like to think we live in a society that can show a little grace." She added, "What's more troubling is that you're perpetuating this conversation instead of talking about the film, which I worked very hard on." Her pointed yet composed response reminded everyone that sensationalism often overshadows meaningful discussions about an artist's work. Hathaway's ability to maintain poise under pressure became a talking point, with many praising her for steering the conversation back to her accomplishments. During the height of Twilight mania, Robert Pattinson became a global heartthrob. While promoting the films, he often faced repetitive and bizarre questions about his portrayal of Edward Cullen. In one press interview, he was asked whether he had any advice for his on-screen vampire character. Pattinson, known for his dry humor, smirked and said, "Yeah, stop sparkling and get a real job." He elaborated by poking fun at the mythology of vampires in the series, joking, I've read a lot of vampire books, and none of them talk about glitter. If Edward were in a bar with Dracula, he'd probably get laughed out the door. His lighthearted roast of the Twilight franchise delighted fans who appreciated his ability to laugh at the material that skyrocketed him to fame. This moment not only highlighted Pattinson's self-awareness, but also revealed his nuanced feelings about his role in the series. During a press conference, Tom Hardy was asked about his sexuality, a question that seemed completely irrelevant to the event at hand. Hardy, known for his intense, often cryptic roles, shut down the query with sharp precision, responding, "What on earth are you talking about?" His tone and expression conveyed not just confusion, but also a frustration with the invasion of privacy. Hardy's reaction highlighted the troubling tendency of the media to prioritize celebrities' personal lives over their professional achievements. His refusal to entertain the question sent a clear message about boundaries in interviews, reminding the public and media that an actor's sexuality or private life should not be fodder for speculation, particularly in the context of professional events meant to focus on their work. This moment also reflected Hardy's broader view of the celebrity culture. He's long been an advocate for maintaining his privacy and avoiding the spotlight when it comes to personal matters. Hardy's response was a powerful reminder that actors, like all individuals, deserve to be treated with respect and not reduced to their sexual orientation or personal history in a public forum. His actions led many to praise his stance, viewing it as an important moment of resistance against unnecessary and intrusive questions that often distract from meaningful discussions about an actor's craft and contributions to the industry. When Joaquin Phoenix was asked about his preparation for playing the Joker during a press conference for the 2019 film Joker, his patience began to wear thin. Repeatedly asked about the same aspects of his role, Phoenix's responses became increasingly abrupt. The question that particularly bothered him was about his diet and whether it impacted his portrayal of the character. Phoenix, who has been outspoken about his plant-based lifestyle, responded sharply, making it clear that the focus of the conversation should be on the film and his work as an actor, not his personal eating habits. His body language was a mixture of frustration and exhaustion, a clear indication that he had had enough of questions that were neither insightful nor relevant to the movie. Phoenix's reaction was a reflection of the often exasperating media cycle that focuses on surface-level inquiries rather than deep dives into an actor's craft or the thematic depth of their work. His annoyance resonated with many fans and critics who saw his discomfort as an honest reaction to the repetitiveness and shallowness of the questions. His decision to call out the question on plant-based meals was a brief but pointed commentary on how media can sometimes lose sight of the true purpose of an interview. Jim Carrey, known for his comedic genius, delivered an unexpected and profoundly philosophical critique during a red carpet interview in 2015. As reporters asked him the usual questions about his role in The Truman Show and his thoughts on fame, Carrey, instead of giving the expected answers, began speaking about the absurdity of the Hollywood spectacle itself. In an uncharacteristic moment of seriousness, Carrey dismissed the red carpet event as meaningless, stating that it was an empty experience and a charade. His words were a stark departure from the usual glitz and self-promotion that accompanies Hollywood events, as he questioned the value of such materialistic rituals. What seemed to be a comedic rant turned out to be an earnest, existential reflection on celebrity culture, fame, and the human condition. Carrey's remarks seemed to suggest that he had transcended the need for validation through external appearances and accolades, hinting at a deeper dissatisfaction with the emptiness of the celebrity life. His candid remarks were likely a product of his own personal reflections at the time, as he was known to be exploring spirituality and deeper meaning in his life. In a world where celebrities are expected to embrace their public personas, Carrey's stance was a breath of fresh air, challenging the very foundation of celebrity culture and its obsession with image, appearances, and superficial success. During the promotion of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Quentin Tarantino was met with criticism regarding Margot Robbie's character, Sharon Tate, and her limited dialogue in the film. A journalist questioned why Robbie, a central character in the film, had so little to say compared to the male leads, Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio. Tarantino, known for his unapologetic approach to filmmaking, swiftly shut down the question with a firm, "I reject your hypothesis." He explained that Robbie's role in the film was about capturing the essence of Sharon Tate, not just relying on dialogue to communicate her character's importance. Tarantino defended his creative decisions, stating that Robbie's performance was about the way she embodied Tate's innocence, joy, and her tragically short-lived life. Robbie's portrayal, which emphasized nonverbal communication, captured the heart and spirit of Tate without relying on heavy dialogue. Tarantino's response was a strong defense of his vision as a filmmaker, and his trust in Robbie's ability to convey depth through her physicality and emotions rather than words. This exchange also highlighted the often difficult conversations around the representation of women in film, especially when it comes to the roles they are given and the expectations placed on them. While some critics felt that Robbie was underserved in the film, Tarantino's defense of her character as a vital part of the narrative, one that transcends mere dialogue, challenged those views, encouraging a deeper understanding of cinematic storytelling. In a world increasingly defined by woke culture, these actors and comedians remind us of the importance of authenticity and free expression. By challenging narratives and standing firm in their beliefs, they've not only sparked essential conversations, but also inspired audiences to think critically. Which of these moments resonated with you the most? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into Hollywood's most defining moments. Until next time, keep questioning, stay authentic, and we'll see you in the next video.